Now, the court says only the House can declare a seat vacant over a defection, and not the governor of a state. Not even the court can do so. Cannot be relied upon to validate proceedings of a House of Assembly in the absence of over 90% of the members, or to justify a vacancy created by the illegal exclusion of a member of the House, or to justify the contrived illegal exclusion of 27 members. The doctrine of necessity cannot be invoked to justify the continued existence of a deliberately contrived illegal status quo.
Thank you so much. I welcome you to Politics Today. I'm your brother, Secret. The governor of Rivers State, Sem Fobra, acting on the ruling of the Supreme Court, was at the State House of Assembly complex to present the budget to the lawmakers who defected from PDP to APC. Lo and behold, he was locked out. He said he wrote a formal letter and made calls. So it's not that they were not aware that the governor was coming, but they refused to receive the governor. It is important I point out to the human family that the said order by which the Supreme Court asks defected lawmakers to resume legislative duties after their seats have been declared vacant, that ruling, that order is a nullity. It is not provided for in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Actions taken by Martin Amefule and Co. also remains a nullity because their seats have been declared vacant and the seat remains vacant. That is the position of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. These things need to be pointed out. All this has to do with constitutional issue. It is not something you do like for that Christmas. Just make a pronouncement to favor one individual and help him to control, maintain his structure, maintain his political family, take over the resources of the state directly or indirectly. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't help anybody. The lawmakers defected and they lost their seat. You see, judicial officers at all levels should take the pen to know the purpose of the law. The Nigerian Constitution says politicians do not contest election. Individuals do not contest election. That is why there is no provision for independent candidates. By the provisions of the Constitution, only political parties contest election in Nigeria. Consequently, the State House of Assembly seat belongs to the party that sponsored the candidate. There is no seat in the House that belongs to Martin Amefule or Okojombo or Ehi or any other lawmaker. No seat there belongs to any of them. They were voted into that position as PDP lawmakers. The seat belongs to PDP. That seat is located within the hollow chamber of the State House of Assembly complex. It is not seat you will go and look for in the world, or party secretariat, or party membership register, or party membership ID card that have nothing to do with it. The seat is within the chamber of the State of Assembly complex. So, the moment a lawmaker decide to write a letter, sign it, deliver that letter to the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, that lawmaker had lost his seat. The speaker read out that letter on the floor of the State House of Assembly, where the seat in question is located. After reading it out, the lawmakers were physically present when the letters were read out. There was no opposition. Nobody said, no, this letter is not from me. It is false. There was no such thing. They committed another blunder by presenting themselves before the court with an affidavit that they are now in APC as APC lawmakers. You cannot defect from PDP to APC and remain in the House of Assembly because the seat belongs to PDP. If you are APC lawmaker, you can't sit on the seat that belongs to PDP. That is why the seat is automatically vacant. 21 Supreme Court justices, hand joined to hand, cannot ask a lawmaker whose seat has been declared vacant to go back and resume legislative duties, when the party in question had already acknowledged that these our lawmakers that had been sitting on our seat, they have defected from PDP to APC. It is official, they have acknowledged it. All this development, as we see it now in Rivers State, would have been avoided if the judiciary had paid attention to the provisions of the Constitution. And they are mindful of the fact that, look, these lawmakers' seats have been declared vacant. The Supreme Court aids in law when they craftily created the impression that the sitting governor, Simfobra, deliberately refused to work with certain lawmakers, deliberately declared the seat of some lawmakers vacant. That is the impression they created. They never presented the truth. They acted as if they are ignorant of the fact that the lawmakers' seats were declared vacant on the floor of the State House of Assembly. They acted as if they were ignorant of that.
On the motion to declare the seat of 25 defected members of the Rivers House of Assembly vacant. This House received correspondence, notices, and publications, including letters from 25 members of the Rivers State House of Assembly of their former defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress. We are aware that there is no division or crisis in our great party, the People's Democratic Party, and therefore the provision of Section 109, Sub 1, Paragraph G of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended attracts a vacation of the seats of these rival members of the House. Consequently, distinguished colleagues, the House, having deliberated formally on the motion before it in line with our standing order and the Constitution of 1999 of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as amended, I hereby declare the seats of the following honorable members of the Rivers State House of Assembly vacant.
Not just that. When a seat is declared vacant, if for any reason the judiciary, the court, want the lawmaker to resume legislative duty, they are to painstakingly look at the process by which the seat was declared vacant, the merit and demerit of it. If that did not meet the provisions of the law, they are to set aside, nullify that declaration of the seat vacant before they will order the lawmakers to return to legislative duty. A seat is declared vacant. You have not set aside that declaration. Then you say the person should return to legislative duty. The declaration of the seat vacant was in compliance to the provisions of the Constitution that is supreme. When a lawmaker's seat is declared vacant and that declaration is not set aside, the lawmaker have no business on the floor of the State House of Assembly. The lawmaker cannot continue to carry on with his legislative duties. Even when a lawmaker is just suspended, ordinary suspension, you do not come and join other lawmakers to continue with their legislative duties. It cannot happen. So, that failure by the Supreme Court to set aside that declaration of their seat vacant, to nullify it, is a terrible blunder. In a country governed by law, any action taken by Martin Amefule and Co. is standing on nothing. It is not known to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. By the provision of the Constitution, they are no longer lawmakers. It has nothing to do with somebody producing membership register or somebody producing a membership ID card. It has nothing to do with this. Those who declared the seat vacant were lawmakers. The Speaker of the State of Assembly, after 27 or so, 25 defected, the remaining lawmakers sat, elected their own Speaker, and then the Speaker, in compliance to the provisions of the Constitution, declared the seat vacant. So, they know those that defected. They have the letters signed by them. They do not need anybody to go and bring membership register to prove that they have their names in the membership register. They do not need anybody to go and bring membership ID card. They are members of the House, and they were there. The seat in question is in that House. It is not in any other place. It's not in the Supreme Court. The seat in question is in that House. And they know that these people who always come to sit on the seat that belongs to PDP have defected from PDP to APC. Consequently, they lost the seat. They cannot continue to represent PDP in the House when it belongs to APC. The seat belongs to their party. The people voted for their party. They did not vote for Martin or for any other person. These things are constitutional provision. But once you know the purpose of the Constitution, you will not make any mistake. Let there be an intervention to preserve the Constitution. Let there be an intervention to restore law and order. What is going on now, the rascality, the impunity playing out, even this appeal by the governor for peaceful resolution of the matter, let's leave who is wrong or who is right. Let's leave maybe who has violated the Constitution or not. Let us discuss modalities on the way forward for the good of the people of Rivers State. The state defected lawmakers refused to follow that path of peace. Then the governor will also say, okay, let me accept what the Supreme Court have said. He will come with the budget. They will lock him out. All these things playing out is because people believe there is a federal mind that is drumming for them. But let it be on record. The Supreme Court did not set aside the declaration of their seat vacant, asking them to go back and resume legislative duty after their seats have been constitutionally declared vacant. It's an error, a nullity. It is standing on nothing. And so, it's meaningless. That is the position. Let us do things that will enthrone democracy in reality. We need rule of law. We need transparency. We need accountability. We need to have people of established identity, sense of personal worth and value. The rascality playing out in Rivers State, let there be an intervention so that it will not continue. We will not allow, let us not fold our hands and see Rivers State go up in flame. Martin Amefuli should pipe down and know that constitutionally he has lost his seat. If there is any arrangement by the governor to accommodate him, let him receive it with grace and be grateful to God that after violating the constitution because of the criminal justice system of Nigeria, he is still going about parading himself as a lawmaker with other conspirators. It is a sorry tale. God save Nigeria. Let us share this video. The truth have been presented. The seat declared vacant. You have to set it aside before you ask a lawmaker to resume legislative duty. As at today, because the Supreme Court did not set aside, did not nullify that declaration, the seat in the eye of the Constitution remains vacant. That is the truth. Let's share this video. Let us subscribe to this channel. And may we continue to pray for the peace of Rivers State. Let there be no bloodshed. Let there be. Everybody should follow the path of peace. The lawmakers who are there by reason of what the Supreme Court said should receive the governor and give peace a chance. That is the way to go.